Surprise Synopses?
Surprise Synopses.
Surprise Synopsis!
Nailed it.
Hello, this is Surprise Synopsis, and this is our intro. Harley,
Yes.
that's it.
Oh. So when I asked you if you had an intro, you lied to me.
I said sort of, and you're not going to like it. Was I wrong?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
So what am I wrong about? I sort of had an intro, and you weren't going to like it.
You didn't.
I sort of.
No, you
I
just
said this
didn't.
is the intro, and I said what this is called. Did I not nail every base?
No.
You don't nail the bases. You cretinous wretch.
Well, bork.
Did Alex offend you in circa 1893?
Oh, sorry. We're really
That's where he lives.
That
so.
really got my dander up.
Tell him what we do. What do we do, Harley? What do we do?
What is this strange podcast? Why have I clicked this?
Why have they already unclicked this? Put your guitar down and talk to the peoples.
Welcome to Surprise Synopses,
Yeah.
where we take a...
We take a very professional approach to talking about movies.
A real intro.
After we've done with
that's what we're doing.
this, we pull a movie trope out of a hat and a genre... Alex, the snorts.
Dave the Snort.
And a genre
Fight me.
out of another hat.
I would pay $5 to watch that.
Each per person or to the winner?
To the winner.
Who do
No,
you think
pass.
would win?
Oh no, I want to find out the scientific way, which is run the
Grr.
experiment.
Hmm?
You'd probably still win.
I'm not a goal attack.
Neither.
And then we pull a genre out of a different hat.
Yep.
And then we try and make a movie pitch.
Yep.
Synopses for the people at home.
Harley couldn't have said it better himself. All right, here's our hat. Let's jerky gurk. Stick your hands in the hole, finger around.
All right, boys, let's go.
Just stick it in and wiggle it around. The best advice you get.
Oh, this,
Wiggle, wiggle,
this is the
wiggle.
first one. This trope has a piece crossed out.
Oh, I probably spelled something wrong.
This overdramatic teen movie.
Yeah, I
Is
spelled
this the
movie
trope?
wrong. I started with an N, I think, and then I went to like an A, and I'm like, this is all wrong.
You did start with an N. Overdramatic teen movie.
What another teen movie?
So what's an overdramatic teen movie?
10 Things I Hate About You. What's
yeah?
the one with Heath Ledger?
Yeah, 10
Yep.
things about how you.
What about Jawbreaker?
What's that?
So
The thing in Ed and Eddie that they all want.
Is that oral? A jawbreaker?
is that oral?
You can order
I'm
at
not,
McDonald's
I'm not
and
here.
ask for the secret menu.
I'm not here for that kind of conversation. You need to either look it up or talk to Alex.
Okay, I'll ask him.
One Jawbreaker, please, sir.
With extra nap time afterwards.
Not another teen movie. That's a satire
John
of
Tucker
it.
Must Die.
Sure. F the Prom, I guess.
Mean Girls?
Yep. More of a
classic.
straight
Yeah,
comedy,
Mean
but
Girls
yeah.
for sure. Well, yeah. It's teens and it's over dramatic.
The limit does not exist.
Yeah.
We don't wear pink
Anything
on
with teens.
Wednesdays. or
So it's an
something.
overdramatic teen movie.
Yep.
Man, this is going to produce some really weird results when we pull genres out.
Yeah, I think all of us are bad at being teenagers, given that we're over the age of 19.
I don't know. I still act like a little like
little-
sooky bitch all the time.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite things to do is crack it over nothing. How about you guys? As you might have noticed,
She says threateningly.
I'm pretty good at starting fights.
Jeez.
No.
Yes, you are, because you looked at Damien and said, fight me. That's the best way to start a fight.
Nah, I'm pretty chill, but I feel like I could channel my inner teen.
Uh-huh.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, but don't mess with me because I'm also a fighter.
I'm a lover and a fighter.
The power top.
The power double.
Okay. I might go first if that's all right
Sure,
with everyone.
I'm allowed.
I guess.
Oh. Oh, would you like to go first?
No,
Mr.
I already went first
last time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not hog. Let's not hog middle.
I just want to be on top this time because I feel like
You
we're gonna
look
run
like
out
a
of-
bottom. We'll start at the bottom.
Stop saying that.
Well, that's a nice medical drama you got there.
None of your business.
You say it so much. First 27 times it was funny. The next 67 times it didn't feel like a joke anymore.
I'm averse.
What about
adverse to that answer.
85 plus?
Guys.
Medical drama.
Romance. I can see it. It's written quite
it's
dark.
Romance.
Oh.
It's an overdramatic teen romance movie.
So it's an overdramatic teen movie.
Well, the good news for me
Becky,
is...
that's my boyfriend. Whatcha?
No, Stacey, get off.
Yeah, that's right. It's almost written the whole thing.
Done. Your turn.
Okay.
Oh, gee, I'm a bit spoiled for choice here. It's
You
like
lucky
this-
duck.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
You
Which one wears the
gossamer.
pineapple shoes?
Yeah, I'm almost like it's like not enough guidance because they're all like romances. Overdramatic teen movie romance. Okay, here it is. Are you ready?
I'm strapped in. My seatbelt is clicked. The little blinky on my dashboard's out. I'm ready.
Whether I'm ready or not, here you go.
Okay, so let's just pull it off like a band-aid. It's a historical setting.
I'm
Fuck's
shocked.
sake.
I'm
Which
surprised.
country? Brazil,
I feel
Argentina, somewhere else in the Mediterranean, whatever the fuck that area is that you seem to like so much.
Even I know that's not the Mediterranean.
The Mediterranean.
I held up
Alex.
back.
Although being historical doesn't necessarily mean it's set elsewhere. It's going to.
Yeah.
No.
Assuredly.
No. We're set in California.
That's elsewhere. We're in Melbourne, Damien.
Don't tell the listeners that.
Oh, third wall.
We're on our international cred.
Fourth wall.
We could be anywhere.
We're on the SS Surprise Synopses.
We're online. We're everywhere, baby.
the SSSS.
So it's in the 1950s.
Interesting.
Right?
World War II. You know, I
Enchanted
casually know
Under the
that
Sea
because I'm
Dance.
actually really good with history.
It's the height of noir, according to Damien.
Wow, getting history shamed from you, Harley.
Yeah, that must be really shameful for you, history major.
It's not because you haven't got that wrong. So my overdramatic teen romance is actually going to be about a group of girls, a group of like kind of like
It's Little Women.
preppy cheerleader
Used to be
type.
Little Women.
It is a
Picnic
truth
at
universally
Hanging Rock.
acknowledged that quarterbacks in possession of some small amount of teen cred must be in want of a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that Sense and Sensibility or Pride and Prejudice?
It's the opening thing for Little Women, right?
Okay.
Or maybe it is Pride and Prejudice. Comment below if you know which one it is. I'm not going to look it up.
None of us do. I'm not even going to remember he said it.
Said what? So we've got a gaggle of girls.
Yep.
And they're like,
Gaggle. They're like, honking like geese because it's a gaggle.
and they're in their senior year, and they're like, they're doing the typical 50s girl thing. Like some are cheerleaders, and others are just like wearing like sensible like dresses with
Sweater vests.
embroidered like kind of black puppy dogs on the tails, kind of like Grease.
Everyone's
And
wearing roller skates.
So I just need to picture Grease.
yeah. So it's,
I'm there.
so it's kind of like Grease. And the
Which
tone.
one's Sandy?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
And they're having a bit of a kind of a gossip and a powwow, and you kind of get the sense they're not like mean girls, like upper, like top of the food chain style thing, but they're kind of like just girls that are like getting along, and they're like coming back from the summer, and you know talking about their final year, and it's gonna be exciting or whatever, and they're really kind of like trapped in their traditional values, and
So they're not unpopular, but they're not the popularist.
yeah. So it kind of shows us a world in which it kind of focuses on the gender expectations of women, because it's made in the modern day, but set in the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's like they're doing lots of like home economics classes, and they're teaching them how to cook roasts for their husband, and like now there's like doing your hair in curlers class or whatever the fuck. And
Health is just how to raise a baby.
yeah, health is like, don't ever think about getting abortions.
Yeah.
Sluts. Just
You're not allowed to have sex till you get married, but get married like before you graduate, please. Thank
yeah,
you.
everyone
have some babies.
line up and grab a husband and we'll get the show on the road.
Yeah.
And what is happening is there's two which are particularly close. We're going to call them Sandy and Rizzo for now, but they'll have different names. But I've got Sandy and Rizzo, and they're particularly close. And one of them is just like kind of got out of a relationship with a boy because she's like it wasn't about him, and the other one is like perpetually single, and they are talking about their lives and their hopes for the future, and they're like, what about, I don't want this kind of conventional life. I don't want to just like find some man to provide for me, and like, can't I just pursue my art? Says Rizzo, the creative and rebellious, like slightly alternative looking one of the bunch, although still quite
Her
conformist.
lipstick isn't a nude, it's a slightly darker pink.
Yep. And then
wish I
Sandy is
had.
the more like kind of pretty one, and she's being like chased by the boys, but she's like, nah, I'm not that interested. I'm not that fast. Like I'm just kind of going on.
Super gay.
And
Harley gave me a strategic nod, so did Damien. And Damien's talking about it, so I think his nod might be more important. But I had double nods for lesbian.
nods for lesbian.
Snaps.
Says Damien's catchphrase. So Sandy and Rizzo are having like kind of sleepovers and D&Ms, and it quickly becomes apparent that Rizzo has a thing for Sandy, and you get this kind of sense that
Wait, which one was the lesbian one that was more obvious, or both?
Rizzo's the more obvious one because
Okay.
she's like more alternative and more arty, and she's like a bit rebellious and stuff.
And
so
Sandy just is indifferent to boys at this point.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
so Rizzo is like kind of gets lots of kind of like intimate best friend time with Sandy, but you can tell she's kind of like yearning for more, but it's a love that dare not speak its name, and it's very taboo.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like absolute like the molten core of like the heteronormative value set. So she kind of like has to be very cautious because she could lose her reputation, and it's a small town, lots of gossip and whatever. And so there's lots of like yearning, and then Sandy starts to reciprocate, and there's this kind of like
And then they scissored all night long.
and then Jesus Christ, like,
That was a really sweet
I'm
moment.
trying to do a thing here.
I was going to have a really positive comment because like
Well, too late.
reciprocation's the best thing, but then
I'm trying to like create like a kind of a delicate tone here. Like it's a real like this is a gossamer web I'm weaving. Just we'll get to the scissoring in the third act when I'm goddamn good and ready.
When I'm comfortable and our parents are away.
When I feel safe and open
and we lay down a top.
Oh, Harley, come on now. That's guys, please.
Guys, that was all Harley. Okay, I didn't bring it to tops.
Jeez.
That's another level. Just the towel is fine, Harley.
Okay, so that's the end of Act 1, and we move into Act 2, which is the kind of like lightest in tone, where they're like, oh my god, we definitely kind of acknowledge that there's a thing going on here between us, and we start to...
I kind of wish this was a musical now. Tell me more. Like, do you want to
Did you ask you out?
Did you lay down a top?
Damien. Why I never?
Oh, there she goes.
There
I don't like that.
she
I don't respect that in you.
goes.
Don't preemptively call out my snorts.
So they're having this relationship, and they're like kissing under the bleachers and making kind of like knowing comments and like kind of teasing the boys because now they don't really care for their affections and whatever. So they kind of feel like they've got one over on everyone, and no one knows what's going on.
They're
And
not
it's just
part of this system.
It's a secret that's just for them,
Yep.
and it's a real happy time. And then, of course, Act 3 rolls around, and there's like kind of a stormy. The football game is rained out, and one of the teachers, the straight-laced button-up teacher, has to go and get umbrellas for the players, and they go and like kind of walks into the supply cupboard, and there they are,
Macking
like
on.
in state of undress,
Touching titties.
I can only assume
One of them
touching
has their
titties. Not being a
soft.
lesbian myself, they're,
Nipple to nipple, touching titties.
they're just full on touching titties.
Like both of them?
Yes, Harley.
Nipple to nipple, Harley, listen.
Never only implies one communion.
No, it's a full lineup.
Okay.
Oh, like just pretzel hands, like their hands through their hands.
Whatever position they like. I'm not up with
It's a mix. It's a bit of both.
yeah, alternating positions.
The bucket on
And
one
she's
of their
like,
heads.
"Oh my giddy aunt!" That like, so they're busted.
Yeah.
They're busted
Our
basically,
blouses. Oh no, how indecent of us.
and they're like, "Ladies,
what is that noise?
It was a laugh and a sigh and
So-
an inhale.
So one of them, Sandy, Rizzo, let's say.
Yeah.
No, Sandy, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Actually doesn't get seen. Like she actually escapes. and is
Escapes.
She has
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bucket on her head.
she's like, oh my god, and like
Rizzo, why I never?
and it's like
Was
kind
that
of-
a lady?
and like jumps out the window from which they came in.
Yeah.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
Which floor are they on?
They're on. No, it's kind of like a basement area, but there's like a slightly
the
raised window.
skylight
Yeah,
sort of
sky.
thing.
So she kind of escapes, and
Yeah.
because Sandy's wearing kind of generic looking kind of like clothing, the teacher didn't see which one it is, but she like grabs Rizzo before she can escape.
Yeah.
And gets her, and she's like, okay, well, I know it's this one, and there's another one out there. There's
another lesbian
there's a rogue,
rolling around.
There's a rogue,
There's a rogue
unacceptably
woman.
gay
Lady.
ward under our care that we need to sort this out. So she takes her to the principal and is like, who was the other girl you were doing that thing with? That's not okay. We're going to tell your parents, and we're going to send you away from here, and you'll go to military boarding school for women or whatever.
So you have to knit
So
clothes.
she
They
gets-
really discourage lesbianism.
So she gets threatened with exile, basically, and she's like, you'll never see her again. We'll move across the country. And like, no, you can't do that. But she refuses to tell anyone who the identity of Sandy because she doesn't want to out her in front of everything because Sandy's got a lot to lose, right? She's like socially, she's got a lot of status.
Yeah.
And she's very conventionally pretty and she's got lots of prospects. And maybe she just got into like ladies' college for excellent homemaking or whatever.
The kettle
That
molding.
offers, like, get her masters in like
She
getting
learns to make a souffle.
in baby producing.
yeah, like she can get the dinner ready to a millisecond of husband coming home. Like she's
Yeah.
like advanced
Pregnant
wife
or
stuff.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is helpful because it's going to be switching around.
So Rizzo's always kind of like as a bit of a damaged goods anyway, but now she's like a total
can write her
Jezebel.
off.
Yeah, yeah. And so she's disallowed to come to prom, and she's like, "You're a tainted woman. You need to get out of the school." And Sandy still has all the privilege of being at the school, and no one knows it's her. So there's a decision to be made for Sandy about whether or not she just goes back to her normal life. And like, it looks like her and Rizzo aren't going to be a thing anymore, and she has to go back to being with men because I guess she's bi anyway. So
Or social
like,
pressure.
or social pressure, whatever. But Rizzo looks like her prospects are pretty down. But what happens is she gets voted as prom queen, and then the prom king guy is like some quarterback, and he's like goes to come up there, and she's like, "Hey, come backstage with me for a hot quick second," and
Okay.
he's there, and she like lays him out about the head and knocks him out cold in a hilarious like
Yeah.
dong kind of moment. And then she gets out there by herself, and Rizzo, who's like helping backstage because that's the type of person she is. She's like painting the backdrop, and is a backstage kind of lass who still has to help out with prom. Is like, hey, what's going on here? The lady I love, Sandy, got prom queen, but where's the prom king? And she's like, actually, your prom king is like, there's been a change of plans. Get out here, Rizzo. And Rizzo's like, what? And everyone's like, what? Why are you getting that girl here? And she like puts the crown on him and like Max Rizzo. Therefore,
Max
like,
Rizzo.
yeah. And they're like, and they kiss, and people are like, what the heck, Rooney, is going on here? And that kind of outs Sandy as the one that everyone knows. Like, there must be someone out there
Yeah.
that like someone in Rizzo were.
My God, she's the secret lesbian.
And some people are like, oh, that's not cool, and other people are like just kind of shocked and confused and like think it's like a prank gone terribly wrong. And then so they go to leave, and they're like, oh, well, our reputation's shot, but like, to heck with it, to heck with it. At least we're like be honest to ourselves and whatever. And
We're
then,
going to say it. To hell with it.
and then the quarterback comes to, and he's like, you know what? I think that's pretty cool, man. Like, just
He's very concussed.
Turns out brain trauma makes you accept gay people for who they are.
yeah, I don't want to be I don't want to be the prom king anyway. I actually hate the fucking status of being a quarterback. I just like playing the sport and care nothing for the social, like the inequitable social system. And you start to see kind of a little breakdown. Like one person is interrupting the social strata, and other people start to like feel a bit kind of like liberated from it. And then like the crusty old matron who discovered them is like, well, I'd never. This like they won't get far in life. Like, and then like kind of looks across at like the female school caretaker, kind of like steals a glance and is like, oh no, I mustn't. And
Oh, so she's a lesbian too.
yeah, but she's like repressed it the whole time, so that's why
Yeah.
she's mad. That's why she's mad at Sandy and Rizzo.
How dare they? How dare they live a life that she couldn't?
And then they go on a road trip, and then like It's like, let's get out of here. And then Risso's working on her art, and Sandy is like starting a career as like she's like a personal assistant because it's still the 50s and let's be reasonable.
Let's set our expectations firmly in the middle.
Yeah, and they're like kind of cohabitating, and they're like, oh, my
So
housemate.
where are they road tripping to? They're already in California. Where are they going to go?
They're just starting a new life like away from their town. They're just getting away from it all because they always wanted to go to San Francisco and like, be ready for when the 60s happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right.
The
Fairy Tales of San Francisco. That was good. Good job.
Yep.
No hate here. Oh, do you want to give you some hate?
I don't think we're allowed to hate it.
Yeah.
No, if you guys have got notes, that's
Agree
fine.
enough.
I won't call you homophobes.
It's not a problem with you or anything you've said or done today.
Is it touching tits?
No.
No, I like that. That was my favorite bit. It's titty
Touching
touching.
tits. My favorite bit. Alex, episode 21.
Yes.
Um,
On the record, yes.
Now, Dan Harmon on the record has previously said that he doesn't like romance movies because when he was growing up, romance was always the B plot in every other movie.
Yeah.
So, like, your movie's perfectly executed, flawless, ticks all boxes, but, it feels like there could have been, like, another conflict. And the movie doesn't need one. It's just, romance as a genre to me feels a little, there could be more going on.
No, fuck you. That was the trope he was given.
Yeah, and
He
I know.
actually
I'm not,
finally hit both briefs. Don't nail him for not adding another
I'm not
one.
saying it's a problem with Damien or anything he said or done. That's what I led with. It's just the
Damien,
the
don't take it
trope,
to heart. Just have a bit
romance.
of smash back that wine.
Have another glass. Just,
Have another
romance as a genre is,
Yeah,
I like them. They're cute. I like.
I think you're fine. That's a fine comment. And I think it's not necessarily that romance just isn't interesting enough to be its own story, because I think it can be. But it certainly is a bit easy to throw in romance because it's a set of conflicts along a totally different line that other films follow. Like, it's not physical danger. It's, and I guess it's kind of set up that it's like it kind of intensifies the reward at the end when the hero like solves whatever like the physical threat is or whatever, and then also gets the girl. And it's like it's the big kind of like triumph, like that's the double win.
But what is the nature of romance in movies?
I think the point of a romance compared to a B plot romance is there's normally more conflict and there's more to it than like a B plot. It's like normally like there's a girl and then I get the girl. While the romance is normally like actual in-depth conflict of why it's not happening.
Talk,
and like
there's a conflict. They don't speak to each other and don't resolve the conflict. One of them chases the other to the airport. Then they resolve the conflict.
No, one of them like knocks on the door and it's raining, and then they serve up like
Heartfelt.
forgive me, yeah.
I'm just a boy in the rain asking a girl to do something.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yep, cool. I'm going middle.
you go middle.
I'm not a power top.
He's
not
a mayonnaise.
power
He's
bottom.
not bread. He's mayo.
It's just the filler.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your lettuce and cheese, buddy.
I don't know which of those two hurts worse.
You're there for texture.
Cheese for texture, you monster.
Yeah, if it's like brie or feta.
Where's our
Oh, it's
thing?
overdramatic teen movie.
Thank you.
Meh.
Oh, God.
What'd you get?
Disney princess.
Ooh.
Overdramatic teen movie Disney princess. Oh boy, you should buy a lottery ticket.
Party, party, party.
All right, Damien.
Can't make them lesbians. I just did that.
I probably wasn't going to do that. I feel I'm unequipped to equivocate on gay and lesbian stories, really.
That's fair. It was new for me too.
Yeah. I will buy a lottery ticket, though. I'll hold you to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Disney princess movies in the last 20 years all have a gimmick. Maybe it's Louisiana, maybe it's icicle powers, or maybe it's a third thing. Who knows? So,
Yeah, and an animal sidekick.
Yep.
Which is there so the
They can
princess-
talk usually.
yeah. So, what kind of gimmick do I want in this Disney princess movie?
While Harley is
fish.
thinking, what's your favorite Disney princess animal sidekick?
Animal sidekick. I don't know. I've never really been like a Disney fan for like. I kind of like. What's the one where the Swan Princess or whatever? Yeah,
The Swan Princess.
yeah. The swan. Is it something like that? And she turns into a swan.
Is there? What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a princess movie. She turns into a swan because she starts off. There's like her and like another prince from somewhere else, and they grow up together, like seeing each other. And he like goes to marry her, and he's like, "You're so beautiful. Like, will you marry me?" And she's like, "But what else?" And he's like, "What else is there?" And she's like, "What the fuck?" And then she like runs away. And this guy's like, "How to like get women to hate you in 6 easy words." Like, what else is there? Or like, 5 words or less. Like, because she was like, "What about intellect and like my personality?" He's like, "But you're beautiful. Like, what else is there?"
What film are you describing?
It's the Swan Princess or something like
Oh, it's
that.
called The Swan Princess.
So, I think it's
Oh, I haven't seen
something.
it.
Yeah, and she
Wait,
gets
so does she have a sidekick that's also a swan?
no, but like when she turns into a swan, there's like a turtle and some other stuff, and then she like comes back. So she like runs away, gets turned into a swan by a witch or something, and then like has to be turned back by like the princess to come save her. Because like it's old school. I remember it was like I had it on VCR. Anyway, that didn't answer your question, but what about you? What's your favorite?
The chicken from Moana's pretty good.
Moana.
Yeah, the little.
Oh, I think I have watched that actually.
The little bok bok.
Oh, actually, answer. The dragon from Mulan is obviously the best one.
Oh, the Eddie Murphy dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
Okay, guys, all right.
The horse from the new Rapunzel. I didn't see the whole movie, but I was like babysitting and I watched like I would
That's
say
not hers though. That's the guy's.
Yeah, but
that's
he's
the guy's,
still
like,
a sidekick. And it had good attitude. I liked it. I thought it was sassy and I liked
the
it.
police horse.
Was it? I don't know. I was babysitting, but I was like, it was there.
Yeah, that horse starts out as like the horse of the main guard. And it's like the horse itself is hunting the dude.
Yeah.
Like all the guards give up and the horse is like, "No, I'm going to get this guy and
really?
Yeah, and arrest him." And they end
I
up
love him even more now.
Yeah, and they end up becoming friends.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed that bit.
Yeah, the horse is a
I just know him
cop.
from being friends.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that had so many layers.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got something.
Woo!
Okay, so using princess as the basis of an allegory where, you know, this young woman is said to inherit, you know, like a dynasty or like, you know, a giant thing. We're going to go, we're set in modern day California, and you look so skeptical, Damien.
No, go on.
It's like, you can't bring in World War II into this, I bet. Watch me.
And
Modern day for a Disney princess.
yeah, and she's set to inherit the Misney Empire, which is the largest conglomerate of, you know, manufactured entertainment in the world.
That's meta.
Disney.
Yeah.
Are they famous for making princess films?
Yeah, Prince films.
Oh, Prince films.
Yeah.
Purple Rain, etc.
No, John flipped. I knew you were going to do that.
Oh yeah.
Prince Boy films, because we're just flipping everything on its head. And
Fiona and Cake.
yeah, pretty much. So the
Mustache Man is very
first
confused.
opening number is in they're on the assembly line for all the whimsy, you know, the animating room, and there's like thousands of animators. We'll get so many extras, and they're all animating the next big thing, and she's having her little musical moment.
Wait, by hand? They're like drawing anime
Yeah, painting cells.
in modern day.
Yep. Because like that's one of the aspects of like, ooh, we're different. We do real animation. That's how we're different.
Lucky them.
And she's going through the rows and rows of animators and like touching things up and adding a little bit of whimsy here and there by, you know, dabbing some paint and ruining someone's work. And
Or actually dabbing.
Just dabbing on people.
she ends the musical number
Yeet.
next to the machine where you have like the 3 layers of the cells and then they animate something, except there's an accident and the cells get pressed together, and it's an
Why'd you look at me?
I have to look at somewhere. And there's I'll just
it.
look at the middle distance,
Perfect.
my friend.
Don't make direct eye contact.
Make me
Harley,
feel
don't let him
uncomfortable.
see you're afraid.
I can't pitch when you're looking straight at me.
And
What?
the animation
That's
cell
2 for
comes
you,
out
Alex.
of the slot.
Oh, that's like 7.
And it's like it's from their newest piece. It's the star of their new piece. It's Patchwork Patrick. It's like a teddy bear. So as the song's finishing up, she cuts out, you know, Patchwork Patrick from the animation cells, and she's like, "And here we make magic, ding," and touches the cell, and he springs to life, and he's like the animal sidekick, but you know, he's an animation cell that walks around.
Is he like 2D, so like if he turns, he disappears?
Yeah.
Adorable. Love that.
Well, that'll come up
He
later when he
slides
needs to
through
hide
doors
somewhere.
and
So it's a
stuff, yeah.
really like anachronistic, cel-shaded
Yep.
cartoon.
Yeah, it's
That's cute.
yeah, it's sort of like Umbrella Academy or Archer, where it's definitely modern day. Well, more like Umbrella Academy, but it's definitely modern day. But we're kind of doing throwbacky stuff. And then, all right, since this is a Disney movie, we need some form of mild antagonism. Her dad is in the big, cat-shaped window overlooking the animation floor. Yes, my daughter, go out there, spread joy amongst the workers. It will inspire them. And then his wife calls him, are you coming home for dinner? No, I have far too much work to do. And then the daughter's like, well, gonna go home now. Wish my dad could come, but this will be my job one day, overseeing all these, animators. Anyway, goes home, comes back the next day, and she's like,
Oh, because Disney's a mouse.
Yeah.
So this one's a cat. Got it.
yes.
Got it.
I
Correct answer,
didn't even
Jamie.
think about that at all, so good job.
I was like, for like that entire time, was like, the dad will turn into a cat at some point.
And then the mum's like, oh, did you do anything fun today while this is the first week of school holidays and stuff? So, I was just hanging out with Dad. Oh, what did he show you? Oh, he was up in his office. I was just working with the animators. And then, Patrick's trying to sneak in and get some food, but then he turns sideways when the mum looks at him. He's like, oh, I guess it was nothing. And she's like, Mommy, do you think Dad will be home tonight? Oh, no, he's got far too much
But
work
how
to
old
do.
is this kid?
How old's a Disney princess? These things are unknown.
I'm only like 16.
16.
Sure, 16 then.
Mommy. Like, shut. You fucking hate you. Talk like a normal kid. You're gonna get married in like 6 minutes.
Alex, go therapize yourself. I don't have time.
I mean,
So-
this is it.
Oh, jeez.
So she goes back to have fun at the animation factory because she doesn't have to work there, so she just gets to do whatever she wants for 8 hours.
She doesn't have school.
No, school holidays. I said that earlier.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And her dad's on the floor, and he's been pushed out of his cat-shaped window, and he's just, dead.
But
Oh, he's murdered.
Yep.
he is no longer a cat.
But because it's a Disney movie, there's 0 blood,
He's out of his 9 lives.
except there's some red paint that's been spilled over, so it looks like blood, but we'll still get like a PG rating.
Maybe he landed on the red paint from
Yeah.
all the cel shading painting.
But no one's disturbed the scene yet. She's like, oh my god, my dad's dead. But then she sees an animation cell clutched in his hands, and it says, it was, but then it's just a smudge. She's like, my dad didn't fall, he was murdered. Or whatever you say in Disney movies that you're allowed to say. He was bad guyed.
I think you can say murdered.
Sure.
I'm starting to get a bit of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe here.
Oh, why would you say that, Damien? Why would you say that at all?
Uh-oh.
And so she, she just goes and cries in the corner, and the scene fades to all the police coming in, doing their thing, whatever. It's like there's a sad song. She's like, oh no, my dad is dead, and I'm sad.
Now that classic number.
Yeah. Kids everywhere are going to be singing that in the streets.
Fine. And then her mum shows up and gives her a hug to end the song. And the mum's like, oh, God, I don't know what we're going to do now. And then the detective's like, oh, did you see anything? No. So what happens to since he was murdered and everything, what happens to the company now that he's dead? And she's like, well, I guess I own it now. And they're like, okay, well, these officers will escort you in your car to the station. We'll keep you very safe. And as they're driving, there's just a massive car crash, and the mum's killed. Yep.
Not ideal.
Yes.
Could have just shipped him off in a ship and never seen him again like every other one. But anyway.
And the next the next day,
Sacre bleu.
The mum just got fridged. Like, she could have equally just not been there. It's like, that was my only parent that just got murdered. It's like, no, you've got a mum, but also watch this.
Don't believe you, just watch. Come on.
yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, it's a Disney movie. We don't have to have progressive messages here. Anyway, so the next day, the detective's like, I am really sorry that this happened to you, and Patrick's like patting her on the back and stuff. And then like Rob Tiger is like, he's twirling his mustache. He's like, oh, what a shame. As the largest shareholder, I guess I'll have the burden of, taking over this place.
His name's Rob Tiger.
Yep.
And he has a mustache.
Sound like you have a
Think
further
it through.
comment.
Does he look like he's been attacked by some kind of acid knife?
Yes.
I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Yes.
And his eyes are green.
Secretly a cartoon.
And then he's obviously twirling his mustache and evil and taking over the company, and it's quite clear that he did it, but none of the adults will see it. And then Patrick's like, oh, we have to stop him. And she's like, yeah, you're right. He'll shut down the company or sell it for scrap or whatever. I have to save my parents' legacy. And then there's a song of her doing like cutesy little investigation-y things. Like they're sneaking around the factory at night following him. Patrick's turning sideways. She's trying to turn sideways, but she keeps accidentally hiding behind, office stuff. It's hilarious.
This 16-year-old has some like intellectual development problems.
Maybe I'm imagining her slightly.
Let's not be harsh. Let's not be too harsh on his overly dramatic teen movie until we've seen it all served up. Hey, Alex.
No.
Until you've watched the whole movie.
I'm ignoring it.
And then just when, she finds him having the evidence, like, or burning security tape footage or whatever, she's like, aha, Jacques. And he's like, what? No, I didn't kill your parents. It was... And then he gets shot.
Bro.
Yeah.
That is like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that's definitely a scene from Roger Rabbit, also, I've been told. And then she's like, well, if he didn't do it, who did? And then Patrick and her go back to their house.
They didn't... Just the person who shot him just, like, ran away. Like
They were far away. It was a sniper, Alex. It's a thing. Look it up.
Like,
sniper, never heard of it.
I've killed this grown man, but time to escape this, like, learningly, developmentally challenged 16-year-old girl and her, like, vividly hallucinated...
Who just said, wait until the movie's finished.
But also, like, why were they
it's
scared they were
finished.
going to get shot? Where was the fear of them being shot?
It's
They're
in the
like,
movie.
She's intellectually disabled, it's fine. She like doesn't understand the concept of death. She still thinks her parents are at home.
So she goes
If I
home.
can get the thing back, my parents will come back alive.
Yeah. She goes home and like, Dad, I'm home.
Oh wait, I'm not married.
And then she starts stringing together cells together with like red paint and like building up a crime wall. Like, oh my god, there must have been multiple killers because they couldn't.
It was her all along.
And
It was Patrick.
then,
Oh my God, was it Patrick?
It
then
was fucking Patrick.
Jesus.
It was Patrick, wasn't it? It was Patrick.
no, it wasn't.
Ah,
Next scene is her storming the board of directors meeting, and then she's
in her
like,
princess gown.
yes, she's wearing a dress because she wants to feel pretty, Alex.
Thank you.
And she's like, I know who killed my father, my mother, and Rob Tiger. And then the two police that she cajoled in here are like, yeah, sure, okay. You're an orphan now, so we feel sorry for you. We'll let you do this. And she's like, it was you. It was the whole board of directors. You orchestrated all of this. And it's very dramatic.
It's a dramatic.
And it's very dramatic, he says,
Not dramatically.
realizing that overly dramatic teen movie is now slipping beyond his grasp.
It's already overly dramatic because it's fucking murder.
It's
and
also
Disney.
not a Disney princess movie, so we'll just
It
do
is a
whatever.
Disney princess movie. There's a lady with a talking animal. What more do you want in a Disney princess TM movie?
A princess.
She's a princess of the animation empire.
Damien.
It's an allegory or a metaphor.
Damien.
Finish
then-
up.
Just wrap it up, homeboy.
Just fucking finish up and get out of here.
Get the fish and chips out of the oiler and wrap it up.
And then the board of directors kill the two police, but she manages to escape. And then there's a great big chase scene, and she somehow uses the animation factory. And Patrick gets some cell-shaded friends to help out, and they mousetrap all of the big bad evil executive types. The end.
So he's allowed to make it an action thing.
So you said the end?
Yeah.
I have some notes.
I wouldn't have guessed that from the notes you had while I was going.
So let's review your cards.
Okay.
Alex.
Okay.
I'm here.
So
I'd like to submit to evidence before opposing counsel begins my previous Disney princess attempt, and I'd like the court to note how much of an improvement this is.
Well, it was definitely significantly less long.
You are definitely listed as a prior offender for the crime of Disney princess.
Objection.
Overruled.
It's on your permanent record. Overly dramatic teen movie. What do we think about Harley's effort in that?
I forgot that that's what we were doing.
I feel
no.
I mean, it was dramatic, maybe melodramatic.
Yeah.
But I feel like we didn't quite get to teen movie. Like, there's really just the one teen. Usually, teen movies have like peers, and that's really like a lot of the focus.
Teen oriented.
They
You
like
were a teen once.
they like peers.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, we'll put that into the movie. That's why it's dramatic.
I don't think my self-loathing plays
It's
well.
fueled by the hatred.
Sorry, opposing counsel, proceed.
Furthermore,
etc.
I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen of the listening jury, that a Disney princess is not merely someone that stands to inherit Disney.
Disney.
I passed that motion.
Harley, I find you guilty of
Both papers.
Look, I'd like
grievous trope harm.
Okay, firstly...
I mean, I don't hate it as a film.
Loved it, but as compared to the brief you were given, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I just feel like you just kind of wandered off a little bit.
It's like giving in like a math exam
sorry,
to
I
the
can't,
history
when I get
exam.
Disney princess, I just sort of glaze over a little bit.
Don't be a hater on the potato.
It's not I'm hating, it's just I feel like it's a Disney princess, so I just have a list of boxes to tick.
Don't yuck my
Care
yum.
more.
I'm not, and I'm trying desperately.
Care
But you make
more.
it so hard. Yeah, I could have had more teens in there, but I feel like the allegory of,
So you tried to
princess
make her like
hair of an
12
empire
originally.
still works.
Yeah, I mean that is the thing that most closely scans. Like corporate heiress, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, she's
And she ends up inheriting the company. It's all
she's in a
fun
position
and
of
shit.
like kind of wealth and privilege and status
Yeah.
that she can exploit for her own like kind of fun time solving the murders of those around her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other roastings? Any other motions?
Any other notes?
Counselor?
You know what it's like at the point where like if you roast them, it's really just like actual bullying.
When has that stopped you before?
I don't know.
That's where you start.
Yeah, that like what?
Proceed. Go for
I don't
it.
know.
You're not crossing that line right now. Do you not know that that's your whole thing?
I have some other things. I do the shit as well with the hats. I hold the hat up for you to pick it out at every start.
That's true. She does do that.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes I even wear the hats for whimsical fun if I'm not wearing a ponytail or a bun.
That's true.
Right.
Let the record show. Alex does sometimes wear the hats
Well-
for whimsical fun.
As far as the defense goes, I plead the fifth and rest my case.
Okay, let's see how you do for
Okay.
your overly dramatic teen film.
I'd like to say it just says over dramatic teen movie. So it doesn't even have to be over.
Medical drama.
Yes.
Wow, wow. This is going to be sick.
Suck shit.
I love medical drama.
I've suffered on medical dramas for too long, and now
I
you
don't
must.
mind it. I don't know. This could be famous last words.
I know.
But I can think of a lot of over dramatic
can't make
teen
you
movies. that are, like,
stay.
medical drama.
Fault in Our Stars
But
being one.
I haven't seen it, that one, but I can guess what it's going to be about. And also that like 9-inch like barge pole movie where it's like 9 feet or whatever.
5 foot apart.
Yeah,
I don't think they use a barge pole, Alex.
What are you
I
talking
think
I saw in the ad they had like a pole between them, and all I could think of was like you wouldn't touch it with a barge pole.
well, in this film, they would touch it with a barge pole.
Yeah, he touched it with a barge pole. I was like, whoa, okay, alrighty. him.
Yep.
Okay, so we are at a football game at like a high school football game.
Yep.
In America when they do the like where it's like really big and there's like heaps of people there and stuff.
Yep.
And like the main quarterback is like playing and he is like dating the one of the cheerleaders, just like one of the cheerleaders, and there's like a lot of strain between the head cheerleader and this cheerleader, and you find out sort of through like sassy comments just because like the head cheerleader was like his ex-girlfriend, and then they've like broken up, and like since that time he's like gotten with this other girl, and like not in any ridiculous way, but like the head cheerleader is still just shitty about it. So like everyone's like, okay, you're being a little bit over dramatic. Like there's no one's like, yeah, he fucked you over.
Oh,
But it's like this.
that's the first tick of the day.
There's
Heard the roasting I got.
there's a lot of hate between like this main
Between
chick
these teens.
Yeah.
and this other cheerleader.
Yep.
So they're all cheerleading the game. They're giving her like sassy looks. And they're doing the cheerleading, and the quarterback is, I don't know, one of the footballers like does a thing, and then they like hit their head really hard and like fall to the ground and like really hurt themselves, and like, oh my god, we need to take them to hospital. So they goes to the hospital.
So he's hit his head now.
Something like
So he can breathe underwater.
Yep, he can breathe underwater now, and then he's never
You
going
were
to
so
use it.
against it. Why are you referencing it?
And then he's never going to use it or reference it again.
Hopefully so.
Because I forget everything we say once I leave the room.
That's why I record these.
Oh bless. So he goes in there and they're like doing scans on his head and his body to see like if he's done like nerval damage or spine damage or anything, and the girlfriend's there, and it's like fine with all that sort of stuff, but it finds out that he has cancer.
Oh.
The scans
Shit.
expose cancer. They're pretty high. Bone cancer.
Medical.
Oh, double shit.
Yeah. And they're like, oh shit. So he needs a bone marrow transplant to recover this bone to fix it. Like it's like not too far in, but they're like, we need bone marrow right now. We need something. He doesn't have any siblings. His parents don't match. His girlfriend doesn't match. Like his friends don't match. And they're like sort of doing like this school call out to everyone at the school, being like, does anyone have a bone marrow match for this guy? Like he's like in hospital, like back there. And so people going in and getting tested and stuff, they're like, look, like got a thing with the school, like come in, get you tested if you want to help this boy out. Like it's a big thing. Like he's he's like the big guy, he's the big head football player. And it's like, so it's a really big thing. They're doing a big
he's
thing.
Star player. Yep.
And like obviously the girlfriend's really distraught and she's at the school and she's sort of like heading this thing, being like, help me, like come on, help out. And the head cheerleader's like being a real bitch about it, like just being like really rude. And she's like, just like go in, just check like why are you being such a bitch sort of thing. And her friends are like, come on, like like be the bigger person sort of thing. And she's like, okay, like I'm the head leader, I'm gonna like prove a point and like save face and show that she is this amazing person. She isn't overacting with all this stuff, because people are like, oh wow, you like hold such a grudge. And she's like, this is my opportunity to prove that I don't, even though she does, but she just face. So she goes in and gets checked, and they call her out of class the next day, and she's a match.
Yep.
And she's like, and they're like, we don't have to make this public. Like, obviously, this is a big decision. Like, it's a very painful procedure. It's like dangerous and all this stuff. And she's like, okay, I'm just gonna like hold this under wraps. Like, let's sort of see. And like, yeah, that's fine, because it's like a doctor that like did it, because the doctor's gone to the school, because it's a big high school in America, and this kid is their god because he plays football. So she's like holding under wraps and thinking like, oh my god, like this is a big ask for this guy that I hate, like in my heart, like I still, but like I hate him because I love him. And there's girls like doing out this plea, and all these other people are going in, and like no one's a match so far, and everyone's really open with their results. Like it's very clearly that like no one else is a match.
I would have done it, but I'm not a match.
And everyone's like sort of being like, oh my god, like what's going to happen to this boy? And he's like on a waiting list at the hospital, but like that's not coming through either. Like that's sort of the best option. And she's sort of like getting more angry to let out her frustration with herself. Like, am I a good enough person to do this? And so she's just like, can I do it? And he's like getting worse, and it's getting to the point, and there's like one of those things where they're like raising money, like some sort of
drive.
like a drive. So it's like a carnival thing, but like after school. So it's like it's like nighttime. There we go. Carnival. You already said it. Yeah, there's a nighttime carnival. Are you with me? You look a little bit asleep.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, sure.
Rude. It's a nighttime carnival, and so the head cheerleader and some of her friends are like drinking. Naughty.
Yep.
But they get
Teenage
drunk,
drinking.
and she like bumps into the girlfriend who's like doing some wholesome drive thing, selling buttons or
She's
something.
asking people for $2, and they can throw a softball at a guy with a sign saying cancer around his neck, and if you hit the target, he dunks into the tank of water.
Yes.
Sorry, I just
Wholesome.
really wanted to get that in there.
Nah, love that.
Yeah, that
Done.
goes all
It's
right.
in. And she like bumps into her, and she's like really drunk, and she's like, whoa, like Becky, like calm down, like you alright?
Becky.
Back off, Becky. You ain't a match, honey. I am.
No, Becky's the one who is a match.
Oh.
And so the girlfriend's like, whoa, Becky, are you alright? You're very drunk. Like, and she's like, like through their drunken conversation sort of like breaks down and cries, and she's like, I'm a match, but like I'm just so scared, and they like sort of hug it out, and she's like, it's up to you, I'm not going to make you do this, but like, you know, like you loved him too, you understand, like like surely you can find in your heart to see that like this is, but I'm like, this is, you know, help this boy, like there was, you know, be the better person, but I'm not going to tell anyone, like don't worry, it's like your secret's safe, but like it would mean so much to me and like yourself to do this. So she like goes home and she's all drunk and she like vomits in the toilet, she's crying because it's a dramatic teen drama, and she like wakes up in the morning and she goes to school and she makes eye contact with the girlfriend whose name is also Becky. No, her name can be, no, B's are hard. Her name can be Sarah. What are
Sarah?
Sarah, yes, Sarah. With a Z, Zara.
Zara.
She makes eye contact with Zara, and Zara just like starts crying and turns away and like walks off. And Becky's like, "Oh my god, I have to do this." So she like doesn't tell anyone. She goes into the hospital and she's like, goes to the doctor. She's like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it.
I'm a match, motherfucker."
Yeah, she's like, "Sign me up." And like at this point,
Stick
the boy,
my bones in the dude.
yes. Let me bone him one more time.
She says before going under.
Yeah, it's like the last thing she says.
Do you go under for that? I thought they just kept you awake.
No, it's pretty painful.
Yeah, I've only seen it one time on House, and the person was awake and in a chair and having conversation with the doctor.
Well, if that's how the way it happened on House, I assume that's exactly not how it goes.
Oh, you tried? Yeah, sure. And
moving on.
it's a TV show, Damien. It's not meant to be real.
They do
It's meant to be good.
Bork.
If I wanted to be a boring medical show, I'd go watch Scrubs.
Take that back.
Get out.
Boring. It's not a
JD
medical
had
show.
bad ASOPs.
Zach Braff died for your sins.
He's alive and doing fine.
Fine
He's
is a
busy
stretch.
assembling a soundtrack for his new sad movie. Sorry, Alex. Continue.
Where was I?
I
She
believe it
goes
was-
to the doctor and is like,
she
I'm
says,
a match.
Yeah, she's a match. So she goes under. No one else has come up, so she's like, I have to do this. And she goes and they have the surgery.
Yeah.
And it comes out fine. And she comes out fine. It's just a teen movie, so it has to come out okay. So yeah, and then she brings that together to allow him to, he's like cured of cancer and he's like back at school and everyone's cheering. He's like bald now in a wheelchair, but everyone's loving it. And he's like cured of cancer. And the situation...
Is she bald as well? I don't know how these things work.
No, like from cancer treatment, from like chemo.
You lose your hair from chemotherapy.
Yeah, so she doesn't have to do chemotherapy to take bone marrow out of her bones.
Well, okay.
Have you ever eaten... No, because you're a vegetarian as well. Have you ever seen someone eat bone marrow? I imagine that's how they take bone marrow out. They just suck it out.
Yeah, I think they just inject...
Stick a big straw in here.
Yeah.
Suck it and then they spit it
parallel
into a
to the
spittoon.
bone.
Something delicious. They're like, oh yeah, roast that up. That's good shit.
They're like 80% goes to the patient, 20% they have a fry up.
Yeah. But like, why am I a little bit short? I'm like, well, I roast needed a little something, something.
Yeah. Gotta pay your bone tax.
Yeah. All right, let me wrap this puppy up in a little bow, and then
Bring
I
it
can yap
home.
yap at Christmas, and hopefully it doesn't suffocate in the box.
Oh.
Okay.
Memories?
No, my dog survived it.
Okay,
No, she
but
wasn't in
presumably
the
there's
box.
going to be like the classic moment where she's like, they're like getting her ready for surgery, and then she's like, I can't do this, and then like freaks out and then goes and then is like, actually, no, I got to do this.
No, we're
Yeah,
already
sure.
past that.
She can do that.
Oh,
She can have a little bit of one, and the doctor's like, you can do this.
I
or
thought we were
something.
past that.
Yeah, we are, but we can bring that in. He wants it. We gave you the throwing the boy. He can have a...
Just a little like loss of nerve, like little cold feet before the ceremony. kind of
Okay,
thing.
because I was going to say when he wakes up from the surgery, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I actually love you now.
No! They love each other. No. So he comes back to school. The
Yep.
girlfriend's all happy. And through this situation, the Becky and Zara and the boy can like move past the issue. And like
polyamory.
Zara and Becky become like closer friends. And then it like skips forward time. And like Becky's still their head cheerleader, but Zara's like the second in command cheerleader. And they're like best friends.
Yeah.
And like... They should have been best friends, but because of the boy, they've been like separated. But now they're like best friends, and she's like moved past the issue. And the boy's like healthy again; he's playing football again. So it's like all come together. But it's also benefited that they have like moved past that pettiness, and now Zara is allowed to fulfill her friendship with Becky, and because Becky isn't a bitch anymore. Teen dramatic movie, so that's like for you to be in your pajamas, eating popcorn, watching with your friends. Heartwarming teen medical drama.
Yep, I think you nailed it.
Wow, you did it. You did the
it
thing.
better than the rest of us.
Yeah, you fucking kick that medical drama in the dick. That's better than my two medical dramas.
Put together.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you done did it. You did the thing.
Cheerio.
Yep. Wow, that was a real mixed bag.
Well, that's the kindest fuck you I've heard recently. Alright, can we get rid of Disney Princess? I feel like I'm being
We're getting rid of
mortified.
all your shit.
That was our overdramatic teen movie.
Yeah.
But look, I spelled movie. Nowie.
Now we.
Nowie. That's when, because when I did the W, I like gave up. I'm like, nope, I just need to write a new word.
Yeah, movies should definitely not have a W.
Yeah. I think I was like trying to make up for the M, so I like did it upside down. I don't know.
Like, you would think movie is a pretty common word when writing tropes, but you made 2 typos in the first 3 letters. And like bad ones.
Do the outro.
Wait,
The
no.
spell check would offer no suggestions.
Yeah. They'd be like, now? Because that's what you spelled.
Alex, you thought of the intro. Think of the outro.
Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm sorry that Harley sucked at Damien. I can't remember what Damien's was, but I'm sure it was fine. Thanks for listening to my one if you got all the way to the end. I know sometimes it can be hard to listen because we go on for ages. I just want to say thank you for being a friend. Play the song. Oh, wait. Alex Case Notes is a thing that Harley does.
Scabbard's case notes.
Alex Jabbett's Jace Jotes. Alex Gabbett's Case Notes is a thing that Harley does. I was on it once. I was a lawyer. Work it. Damien was on it as well. I'm not saying what he was, but he may or may not have been a homeless man who stabbed a cat in the face.
Meow, said the cat.
See us on Twitter. There's going to be some dank memes that I put up there because I don't really have a life. Find my Instagram. At Surprise Synopses. Wouldn't be a shock because that's what we're called. Find my Instagram. Still not telling you what it's called, but find it. It's not that hard. My name's Alex. Figure it out. Jesus, come on. Use your detective work.
Yeah, come on, listeners.
Yeah, if you haven't got a friend that like has a boy that she's into and you need to find his Instagram and you don't know his name and you're just like wasting your FBI abilities, find my Instagram and like it and then like all my pictures. All right, see you next week, homeboys. See us on Spotify because it's the best one. You do it. You do it. Do it. Do it.
Surprise Synopses. So much pressure.
Surprised to know her hopesies.
Synopsis surprise. You don't get to do one. Oh, you've already done one. I guess we're keeping that in. Goodbye, my lover.